Veterans Voices returns tonight with the story of a Marshall County veteran who says his 2 years in the service made a profound impact on his life. 7 News anchor Catherine Guyon is live in the studio right now with his story in his own words. Catherine.
Reverend James Jones is well loved for his preaching at Good Shepherd in Wheeling, but years before he was a preacher, he served in the U.S. Army. He enlisted in 1955, shortly after the Korean War. That enlistment took him and his high school sweetheart Verda across the world.
I had a boy that was a good friend that had been in Korea and wounded, and we just kind of felt that we were standing with him when several of us joined the military.
Jones says that's what pushed him to join the United States Army, sending him from his home in Marshall County to train in South Carolina, Missouri, and eventually across the world.
And it was really a expansion of our lives to go from Benwood and McMacken to Frankfurt, Germany.
Jones worked as a supply sergeant on a base in Hanau.
Everything that was on an Army base had a number, and there was pluses or minuses of them. You took charge of keeping the records of when it was needed, reordering, and keeping everybody up to snuff.
He says life on the base was organized, but it was peacetime and he never saw combat. However, that didn't stop his commanding officers from keeping the men trained for the worst. Jones recalls they were put on alert when Russia invaded Hungary on the German border.
We were very close to that. We didn't know if Russia would not only take over Hungary, which they had been occupying for some time, but they might come across the border in Germany to try to establish some foothold.
After living in Germany for more than a year, he and Verda came back home.
The whole company rotated back. We came across the North Sea on a troop ship, including our wives.
And Jones was discharged in 1957.
I'm very proud. I'm very glad I did it. It was a growing up experience for me also. I found out that the world didn't turn around to Jimmy Jones.
Jones looks back on his service fondly, but never forgets those who served before him.
I owe so much to the ones that battled, gave that last full measure of devotion. I still choke when I see the flag going by in parades. If I hear tap, my eyes water. It just gets to me yet, so it's something I guess that you carry your entire life.
If you want to hear more from Reverend Jones, log on to WTRF.com for a digital exclusive. There he shares some stories of basic training, living in Germany, and being chosen to play on an Army basketball team. Reverend Jones also had some beautiful words to share about his ministry and the love of his life, Verda. By the way, they'll celebrate 64 years together next week. Live in the 7 News studio, Catherine Guyon working for you.